Alright YouTube, we are back with Isaac and we are on the tainted side of the post-it note because the good side is done, but I'm not immediately going to jump back into really focusing on unlocking stuff. I want to maybe chill with a couple of good characters. I'm not going to immediately play, although actually she does need stuff done. I kind of thought I'd finished her post-it note. Interesting. I think we'll just start with Tainted Isaac, and he needs... well, okay, now we need to learn everything. He needs Hush, he needs both the new roots. He needs Delirium, Mega Satan, and that's it. Oh, I know, and I think the lamb as well. No, because the lamb is the upside down cross. Either way, we're not going to super focus on more unlocks because we've got plenty of time. And I'd rather not get stuck on one character for a long time. I do still need to try the Tainted characters that got buffed as well. I think Tainted Lazarus no longer sucks. Tainted Jacob got made worse because you can't kill Tainted Esau. I think there was another change, but I don't remember offhand. You can do a prediction regarding, like, there is unlocks to go for. Poofed 3 red. It's an XL floor. So the only difference with Tainted Isaac is I have a limited inventory. Everything else is the same. And depending on what this first item is, I'll decide whether or not I want to go to the old floors. Oh right, he gets a choice everywhere. Blue Baby's only friend or a fly of no consequence. I'll take Blue Baby's only friend for now.
Did you see that sack?
It's good early on and we can get rid of it later, which is perfectly fine. Thank you Voradoro too for 57 months with Twitch Prime. Why didn't that set off a hype train? Because we had 2 before I started, didn't we? I could have sworn like when I pressed the start record button I had like 3 minutes on the timer. Because I was going to wait until the time ended before starting the recording. Oh, it did! Oh, because I'm seeing the prediction thing, it's not showing me the hype train thing. It also has the predict button for me, which seems like insider trading. I should not be able to like bet my unlimited channel points on my own predictions, because I could throw it on purpose. I wouldn't, but I'm just saying I could. Ooh, now the wafer is very tasty. In theory. That's pretty good, doesn't affect our damage at all, but that's okay. Flood the market, yeah, destroy my own channel economy. Bluebee's only friend does not work on fires. The day I learned. I'm gonna go that way actually, let's head over here. So I should mention I'm feeling okay. It's probably mostly due to not talking much on my day off. So we'll see how I feel at the end of the stream, because that's usually when the itchy sore throat gets the worst. But I felt fine on my day off, more or less. A couple of coughs, that's about it. As you do. Well, I can't get the chest now, but that's still pretty cool. Can't do anything with this either. Oh, yes, I can get the chest, haha. When is the itchy tasty? I'm not turning into a zombie. I think. Could you just... why are you not dead yet? There we go, good sake. I don't remember what that does, so we'll take the luck. Yoink. We'll head this way. Hopefully not die. That room's a little risky with half a heart. Red chests. Yeah. Why not? Whatever it is that's causing it, I would like it to stop, because it's very annoying. I did record for YouTube too today, and it was fine. But that also might make it sorer in the long run, who knows? Maybe I should stop using Bluebee's only friend for everything. You're not going to drop a heart for the... you know what? The right items aren't that great. I don't mind doing an early restart if it has to come to that. The wafer is great late game. It's not any use until the halfway point. Oh, and there's 2 bosses, of course. Look at me zoom! Oh, I might have to use my tears against you. I'm literally too fast for him to catch me. So actually, let's maybe just like float him around on you. Kill your little baby first. Also, this is Gemini, not Steven and Little Steven, so this is a new look for this elite. Gives them the whole zombie thing. Oh, red hearts do exist, fancy that. So we can get rid of that item now because it does nothing for us. That's not Eye of Guppy, that's something else. I don't remember what though. I would like you. And yeah, sure. Now, do we go the alt floor though? If we don't go the alt floor, we can go for Hush, although the run's a little slow to go for Hush. Well, no, it's a double floor. Yeah, sure. We'll go for Hush Delirium. Why not? Hello, Lily. You would like to rescind your prediction? Oh, right, because I was on half a heart. Because the little ghost would not die. Again. It will still be bad if we don't get any stat ups to start swapping in. Hello, Dozy. I can tell you in advance also, I'm going to be indulging in my urge to talk about Batman related stuff. One, because of stuff I watched on my day off, / also read. And then two, because of a very strange but authentic, I think, email I got a little bit before the stream. And it does not say that it's embargoed or should not be shared, so I'm going to say what it says. But would you like to start with what I read, what I watched, or the email? That's your choice. This is a Bethesda choose your own adventure, so every answer is yes, but you get to pick the order. The email. Okay, I don't know what I was going to say spurned it, but that's not the word. Caused it. But I got an email from a WB Entertainment UK representative for a type of event I've never heard of, which is a home streaming event, where I think they're just giving influencers a code to watch the Batman from home. And I don't know if that's because I mentioned I wanted to watch it legally and couldn't, but it mentions that there is it's available digitally to everybody from like the 19th, I believe it was. But this isn't going to take place until like the 21st. But if it's from a UK WB guy, then surely that means I could watch it somewhere digitally from the 19th in the UK. I also don't know what it means, because like I emailed back saying yes, I'm interested, but I have no idea what you want from me for this kind of event. Like, are you wanting me to talk about it, or like what is it you're getting out of this? But it seemed like a legitimate email. How have you seen zero advertising for a new Batman movie? It came out in cinemas last month, and it's coming to digital the end of this month. Yes, it did, and it was well received. By all accounts, it's very good. You're not in the Discord either, because we all talked about the deleted scene that you could get to via a website, where it's a scene of Robert Pattinson talking to the Joker. And the Joker is played by the mind-reading guy from Eternals. Or mind-controlling, sorry. Could he read minds as well? That movie has already left my memory. Does a good job as Joker, though. I'm getting very lucky with random explosions. And that guy was the Joker, yes. I recognised him from something, but I did not tell it was him. He hides his Irish accent well. I need to find item room. So there wasn't much to the email, because it just said like if you're interested, RSVP, and then it had a picture with all the info, but again it seemed like a legitimate email. I did not get a reply back before the stream. I'll check during the stream and we can see. Ooh, all stats up, you say? It's been a while since I've seen Magic Mush. So we only have space for one more item, but we've definitely got two we can get rid of easily. We're meant to be going a little fast. You could do with issues of what happened to Isaac. He got big and angry and fast. That means you missed the story I just told. I ain't telling it again. You know, random aside, connected to Eternals because Eternals... Oh, we want the tears. I think that gives you tears as well. I don't know which one gives you more tears, so I'll just take the one I know. Eternals didn't play in a lot of countries that don't like LGBT because there's a gay couple with an adopted child central to the plot of Eternals. So you can't just edit it out like Disney usually does with their films. And I wasn't aware of this, but I didn't realise that when they were advertising the new Star Wars trilogy in places that also don't like... Well, I knew they deleted the scene where the two girls kiss in Rise of Skywalker. I didn't know that they're also a little racist. So on some Asian versions of the posters for the newer Star Wars trilogy, they edited out Finn from the posters because he's black. And they found that acceptable, which is just shocking in the modern age. They photoshopped them out because they thought the public would be less likely to watch it. What hell indeed. That is what we call a what hell moment. I'm getting way off topic and going down a Grandpa Simpson tangent again, but YouTube recommended a video to me of Marlon Brando talking to an interviewer in the 70s about why he didn't accept an Oscar, I guess because like Will Smith Oscar clips were like doing the rounds on YouTube. And I happen to know already that there was some furore involving Marlon Brando in the Oscars because people were like, oh, this is the worst thing that's ever happened in the Oscars. And then older people were pointing out, no, if you go back to the 1970s, there was a thing involving Clint Eastwood and who's the other cowboy prat? I'm blanking on his name. I keep on wanting to say John Cleese and it's not John Cleese. John Wayne, thank you. John Wayne had to be held back from going on stage and beating up an Indian woman that was on stage, and this is the part I didn't know prior to watching the video, because Marlon Brando won an Oscar for The Godfather in 1970 whatever. He did not accept it and instead gave the space to this native woman to talk about representation of non-white people in film. And she was booed. Clint Eastwood made fun of her. John Wayne wanted to beat her up. And everyone gave Marlon Brando shit. And there's an interview with him on YouTube where he talks about this and he talks about representation of non-white people in film and TV. And this is in the early 70s. I could not believe, one, how well spoken he was, and two, how ahead of his time he was. Like, he understood. It's a fascinating interview. It's like 10 minutes long, this particular clip anyway. It's on YouTube. You can watch it yourself. I've got no idea what you would search for. Marlon Brando explaining Oscar snub. I don't know, that might find it. He does use some racist dialect in it, just to be warned, but he is explaining the issue. RoboBaby 2.0, you say? Oh right, I need to start getting rid of crap. I don't really need this anymore though. We'll leave that. Yeah, he was a little nuts, but he was definitely ahead of his time in terms of equality. Definitely the odd one out in like that kind of space in more ways than one. At one point he says, like, I don't think they liked me bringing a bit of reality into their fantasy, and that is a fantastic quote. Yeah, I highly recommend going to watch it. And not any of that Will Smith crap, where the most shocking thing is anyone thinking Will Smith is a good enough actor to warrant getting an Oscar. Anyway, what did I talk about to get onto this? Oh yeah, there being a new Batman movie out that Dozy hadn't heard of. That's right. Oh yeah, which we got on to because we talked about the email. So we're back to the other two choices then, to quickly get off a less controversial topic. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pick the next topic. Do I need a range up? No, but this is doing nothing for me now.
I found pills.
And I ate them. No, we're not going to do the read part first. We're going to do the watch part first. Because I watched 2 of the 80s/90s 4 Batman movies. I watched what I would describe as the best one and the worst one. So I want you to guess which ones I'm talking about. Worst is definitely the Clooney. That's not the name of the film, that's the name of the man. But you are correct, yes. Batman and Robin is definitely the worst. And it is truly awful. Truly, truly awful. Watchable for how bad it is. Very watchable. And the other one, come on, you've got 3 to pick from. The Batman and Robin is the worst one. Where does that leave us? Batman with Joker. That would be... What was the first Batman movie called? It's just called Batman? Oh no, it's not that one. Not even though, like, Nicholson as the Joker is great. In general, the movie doesn't feel that Batman-y. Don't ask about the Batnips. I mean, everybody is awful in that movie, but George Clooney is not acting in a single scene in that movie. And it's infuriating. He is just talking. And his suit looks awful, he isn't trying. I think Arnold S. is trying, but he just can't act. And then worst of all, the theme for the movie was done by R. Kelly. Anyway, yes, Batman Returns is the best of those 4 films. In my opinion. I think when Tim Burton is limited by having to 90% of the time use practical effects, it works really, really well. When he's allowed to have as big a budget as he wants and all the computers he wants, it's absolute trash. That's when you get stuff like his Alice in Wonderland movies and his god-awful Willy Wonka remake. And any other movie he makes because he's attracted to Johnny Depp. But the second Tim Burton movie with Michael Keaton, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, and Danny DeVito as the Penguin, and Christopher Walken as Shrek. His name is Mr. Shrek, which I could not believe. What do you get rid of now? I don't even remember what you do, honestly, so... Hello, Truve. But the effects in that movie are great. It feels the most comic booky without being cheesy. It's not... It's got some weird stuff, like the Penguin being a lecherous pervert and biting someone's nose off. Max Shrek existed before Shrek? Yeah, but now he's Mr. Shrek. And if I said to you, Mr. Shrek, what are you thinking of? Batman doesn't kill one person, he kills multiple people. He sticks dynamite down someone's pants and throws them off a cliff. He kills Catwoman once, technically. Because Catwoman in that movie... I actually kind of like how they do Catwoman in that. Because she is kind of semi-mystical. She literally has 9 lives. And she attributes one of her deaths to Batman. She does also get revived by cats devouring her nails, yeah, which is also a pretty disturbing scene. In a good way, I'm meaning. I'm not saying it is a bad thing. I remember rewatching all those movies like a year or 2 ago. But I'm probably longer than that now. And just loving Batman Returns, and it's still true. I'm trying to remember who else he killed. I literally watched it yesterday, and he definitely does kill more people. We're talking about definitely killing, not like serious concussions. He technically kills the Penguin. Also, the Penguin's death is pretty gruesome. Like, he's leaking green sludge from his mouth and then falls face first, and then the Penguins give him a burial. And burial at sea by Penguin. And the Penguins very clearly aren't holding him. Something else I noticed is, like, there's not much of a difference between Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne voice and his Batman voice, but there's a little difference, and that's all it takes. Just a... Ooh. Well, I don't really need 9 lives. If the run's going to go pear-shaped, it's not going to be much of a difference. I'll take the damage. There isn't much of a difference, but then you compare it to George Clooney, who is just talking in his normal George Clooney voice 100% of the film. It's like he didn't put in even just a teeny tiny bit of effort at all. I'm not talking Christian Bale, because that's awful. Don't do what he did. Just a slight difference. Like on YouTube, you can find a clip from episode 1 of the animated cartoon of Batman, where Batman, voiced by Kevin Conroy, is in the Batcave and he's telephoning someone as Bruce Wayne, and he goes from talking in his Batman voice to Alfred to his Bruce Wayne voice, and you can tell it's the same guy, but you can also tell that he's doing a different voice for each of them. And you can also find the clip of Adam West talking to himself on the phone from the 60s Batman, where Commissioner Gordon is listening to him having a conversation with Bruce Wayne, and even though again it obviously sounds like Adam West, he sounds slightly more timid as Bruce Wayne. Like he made an effort to sound slightly different in a farce, in something designed to be a comedy in a deliberately stupid moment, and yet you've still got George Clooney being paid like $1 million to be Batman, and he's just talking in his normal voice all the time. He's not even emoting. It's so bizarre. Because that was early on in his career. It wasn't that old when he was Batman. And it was kind of like one of his first major movies. He was big on TV, but he wasn't big in movies. It was before like Ocean's 11 and whatever else that made him famous. I don't remember Val Kilmer's performance very much. I might go back and watch Batman Forever. I didn't want to watch... I don't mind... I was going to say Tim Curry. Jim Carrey as the Riddler, I think he's okay. I don't particularly like Jim Carrey, but he's fine as the Riddler. I don't want to see Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. It's so bad. Not as bad as Bane's portrayal in Batman and Robin, to be fair, but... Oh, that's another clip that got recommended to me on YouTube. Jim Carrey explaining that Tommy Lee Jones despises him as a human being. Which makes sense for, like, being an anti-vaxxer and stuff, but Tommy Lee Jones just doesn't like him. So he's telling a story where he went to a restaurant during the filming of the movie and Tommy Lee Jones happened to be there. And he didn't know that, but the concierge rather, just was like, oh, are you both here together? And it's, no, I didn't know he was here, but sure, I'll go say hello. And he describes Tommy Lee Jones's reaction to seeing him in the restaurant is like him shaking with rage and like not knowing how to articulate it. And then Jim Carrey sat down with him and just said hi and was making small talk, and Tommy Lee Jones just told him he hated him, and then said what is now a very infamous sentence. He said, "I cannot sanction your buffoonery." That is what he said to Jim Carrey. Which is a wonderful, very old-fashioned thing to say. Why did he hate him so much? People just don't like each other. It's like me and Chris Pratt. I mean, I'm sure he's a very nice person, but I can't stand him. And Jim Carrey is a bit of an ass, to be fair, and he's known for playing these like hyper annoying characters. And Tommy Lee Jones has been in like No Country for Old Men and whatnot. But the ironic thing is, Tommy Lee Jones's performance in that movie is far worse than anything Jim Carrey has done. Tiny lump of coal. I think it's time to say goodbye to Robo Baby 2.0. I want explosion immunity. But it is like he must have actually like genuinely despised him to be willing to say that to his face rather than just pretend to be nice, which is the done thing. Oh, I wasn't expecting 3 feet. Oh yeah, they changed that so it doesn't count as explosion damage anymore. Why am I only getting feet? I'm not Miyazaki or Tarantino. Give me like the hands and whatnot. Thank you, finally. Oh, this must be a new variant of Mom. I just realised she's not quite the right colour. So this is Foot Mom. Ooh, just go the chest route. I've missed my chance to get more than 8 items, so the run's going to suck from this point on. Other than having the wafer, that is. I might have to watch Batman Forever again. But, oh, the way he acts as Two-Face. He doesn't know what he's doing in it, and I guess part of that might be the problem with the guy who made that in Batman and Robin. Like, he's not a good director. Well, no, he is a good director because he's done really good movies, but the Batman movies were not good. But he can direct, though. Yeah, they made it kid and toy friendly, but the 60s Batman was kid and toy friendly and it has genuine jokes. There's no jokes in Batman and Robin, it's just camp and bad. Except the back credit card, I guess. But we don't talk about the back credit card. Because the guy who made those 2 movies made Falling Down, and it's a fantastic movie. But being mad at society. Oop, I did not want to take the screw, I wanted to take Cat of Nine Tails, but I didn't have time to make my decision. How far am I firing? Lump of coal is kind of nerfed now. Money equals power, I've got 9 cents. I could make empty vessel work for me, although I think that's been nerfed as well. And I would need the space for it. Goodbye, host hat. Yeah, we'll try what we have. I don't think she was. No, she wasn't in love with him. She was using him. She wanted Mr. Freeze to destroy the world so that she could make the plants take over afterwards. So she framed Batman and Robin by convincing Mr. Freeze that they'd killed his wife for no reason. She's also frequently wearing disguises even though nobody knows who she is. Like, I think she changes wig like 4 times. Oh, I've got to read a pun. Hang on, brace yourselves. Trivia, where's your pun? Some people just like to dress up. One of the costumes she puts on is a gigantic pink gorilla. Ice to meet you. The energy you expended writing that has brought you a few seconds closer to death. I want you to think about that. Get him, spider. Thank you. Sure, what's the worst that could happen? Eh. I think one way or another we are nearing the end of this run, so we should probably talk about the other thing. Well, or I could save it for another video. No, I think 2 videos worth of only talking about Batman might be a bad thing. But I decided to do some reading. I picked up a more recent Batman comic from 2021, so it came out last year. I think prior to that, the most modern Batman comic I've read is 3 Jokers, and that was from 2018 or 19, I believe. Probably 19. But this one was called The Batman's Grave, and the thing that caught my attention was I looked at a bunch of the reviews and it was mentioning, oh, this one is much more of a detective story than it is like fighting a supervillain. So, oh, that's caught my interest. There's not nearly enough stories where it's about being a detective. And I gave it a go, and it's really good. I thoroughly enjoyed most of it. There's parts of it I don't like, just as a concept. Mainly because it's a newer comic, it uses a lot more up-to-date tech and lingo. Oh yeah, I wanted Hush, didn't I? The run might be about to end. So, like, houses have Alexa equivalents, they have LexCorp thingies. And some of the dialogue between, like, there's a lot of, like, the 2 best things in it are detective work and then Batman and Alfred having conversations. I should not have come down here holding this trinket. Whoops. Sorry. Oh, I've forgotten that you hold control, not alt. Wait, yeah, you do. Second gup item, you say? Let me see what other options we have first. Yeah, so there's a lot of that good stuff, but then at the same time, like, the way Batman and Alfred sometimes talk to each other sounds too modern for those characters. But I get that it's to appeal to a modern audience. So for instance, there's one point where Alfred is remote controlling the Batmobile to like patrol the city so Bruce can have a rest. And he mentions that like he's just talking over a loudspeaker that's designed to sound like Batman. And then in the morning he's talking to Bruce and he's like, oh, I got into an argument about capitalism with some rowdy kids. So if you happen to see any social media trending saying Batman is woke, I apologize in advance. Which is funny, but Alfred wouldn't say Batman is woke. I mean, I can just pick it back up afterwards, can't I? I just want to use the paw. Oh wait, no, yeah, and then take it back, yeah. Yeah, I think we have to go as is. It's as good as we're getting. I could technically take the D6 just to give me something else out there. Oh, it could give me a last up item actually, because it's the right goal. Ooh, that's 2 good choices as well. Do I have a reroll? Oh, I do have a reroll. But what would I get rid of? I hate these choices. I mean, I like these choices, but I hate these choices. Blood of the Martyr is just HP, so it would just be the kiss, but the kiss would be unnerved. That is the kiss, right? That's the kiss where it poisons. The blue item I have is the parasitoidal tears. It's good. Is that the item I'm thinking of? Actually, you know what? I'm just going to try for Guppy. Even if it is the item I think it is, I'm trying for Guppy. I'm getting 2 good items. Alright, well, last ditch effort to get some damage. We're going to just load up on money. Not that bad, honestly. If the kiss has lips, then that was just bog standard poison, which means it's fine that I've missed it. That's okay. Alright, let's give it a go. Yeah, so it has a lot of just like Batman. You hear his inner monologue and he's taking the position of whatever victim because he's trying to track down a serial killer. Because what else would he be doing? And that stuff where you like hear how he works stuff out, it's like 3 or 4 sections where he does that, and they're all very good. I enjoyed that. Like there's one where everyone being targeted are connected to the police in some way, or the justice system in general. So he's looking at the victim died on the bed with a gun in their hand, shooting wildly towards the door, and then he's saying like, okay, so I'm a super paranoid police chief. Why did I go into the bedroom as the first thing I went into in the house? Why not the sitting room or the kitchen? The pillow's been disturbed, so I probably kept the gun under there, so why is there a drawer open? What was the first thing I saw when I came in? And then he goes to the front door to see what the first thing you would see is, and it's the little like security panel on the wall. So then he deduces that the time is wrong on it, and if someone was super paranoid, they would notice something like that. So when the guy came home and saw the security system had been switched off for a minute, so the time was wrong, he knew he was in trouble, and he ran for his gun. But also there was something else in the drawer, but I won't spoil that. I'd like to apologise if you trend as woke. Yes. I'll get you the exact quote after this fight if you want, because I paraphrase, but he does say Batman is woke. And I introduced a new villain called Scorn. That's what he's called. Kinda similar to the villain called Wrath. It was pretty good. It was mostly the detective stuff I liked a lot though. It was done very well. There's not nearly enough stories where he's just being a detective. If I win this fight, that's your word, I'll look out the quote. Oh yeah, the other thing to mention is what I posted on Twitter. I posted a screenshot from the book. And it really does feel like the artist or the scriptwriter for that story is from I guess it could just be something anyone does, but very specifically when I play the Arkham games, I very frequently say gentlemen when I get surrounded by hired goons before I beat them up. And there's a moment where Batman is beating some hired goons up and he realizes he's surrounded by them and he just says, gentlemen. And that's it. Like, a lot of the fighting in the book also has absolutely no dialogue. Which I also kind of liked as a change of pace, because people are usually just spouting dialogue when they're punching each other. Okay, so we got Hush done, we need Delirium, so let's just try for it. Oh, the quote. I have to find the page, it's quite a big book. Again, it's called The Batman's Grave. Let me see here. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. There, like, part of the thing is Alfred constantly arguing with Bruce as well, because he was in the Secret Service. And Bruce always asks his opinion, and he's like, well, I would just put 2 bullets in the back of their head. That's what I would do. But I respect your decision not to use a gun. And then later on, someone breaks into Wayne Manor because they want to kill Bruce Wayne because he helps the cops, and Alfred just shoots them. And then Batman is horrified he hid a gun in the house, and Alfred replies, yes, I have guns in the house, you'll never find them all. Which I also thought was quite funny. Oh yeah, here we go. I had a lovely conversation with some young people about the unfair pressures of neoliberalism on the youth of today. So if you see Batman is woke graffiti in the city tomorrow, and then they get distracted by the actual plot. Damn it, I just said that. So yeah, it's a little bit too sassy, the dialogue between them. I mean, Alfred has always been a sarcastic so-and-so, which is why he's so lovable, but it's a little too young sounding for like someone who's pushing late 70s. Although I prefer that over the era where Alfred was just constantly drawn to look like the Godfather. He was just drawn to be Marlon Brando's double. Which I can't stand. It's the worst way he's been drawn. And it was for a while. He's drawn very like that in Red Rain. Which I don't think I ever talked about after finishing, but I did finish it. It was pretty good. I don't like the art style of a lot of it, but the story itself is fun. Yeah, Alfred has no problems with killing people. He's been in the Secret Service. He's killed people. That's another thing. When he does shoot the person who comes into Wayne Manor, he kind of looks at them after he shot them, and then he walks away, and then in the next panel he comes back and shoots them again. And then he comes back and shoots them again because he wants to make sure. Although it turns out he was using rubber bullets, but he wanted to make sure he wasn't going to get jumped. Like, I'm not leaving this to chance. I'm unloading the entire clip. If EVP was here, this is the point at where he would mention again, as he often does, that Alfred did shoot Joker in the face with a shotgun one time. So I'll do it so he doesn't have to. Expected this to do more contact damage, honestly. This is the old version of Mom's Heart. The not as bad version. Would I still get credit for having prior... No, probably not. No. I might as well reroll then. That is the damage up syringe, but I've got such good items, it doesn't really matter. What is the screw getting me? It's getting me a little tears up, right? I'm losing a little bit of tears for a bit more... Yeah, honestly, I'm not noticing the difference. That'll do. Yeah, that's right as well, yeah. It turns out the second half of that "some men just want to watch the world burn" quote was Alfred then pausing and then saying, "and I'm one of them." Excuse me, he didn't punch Superman, he headbutted him. I think. If I remember correctly. Son of a... I'm surprised the miniature game has never had an Alfred with a shotgun. It's kind of like his main thing. Yeah, I'm getting all the spiders and whatnot from the parasital shots because it's definitely worth holding on to. They do good damage, they do a multiple of my damage. One or two spirit hearts just to make the delirium fight seem more doable. With the wafer though, I do technically have double the HP, it seems. Compared to what you would normally have, that is. Oh, I still have money equals power. Gimme, gimme. The items were blocking the switch. That's technically 4 hearts, I'll tell you that. You should must have known I went down to like a Batman related video watch. because it also gave me a video talking, well, I mean I didn't watch the video but I got the gist from the title that Kevin Conroy accidentally leaked the existence of Arkham Knight genuinely by mistake. Well, the video title claimed Warner Brothers tried to ban him from cons after that, which I don't really believe. That seems like clickbait. But he was asked at a convention, "Oh, are you voicing Batman in that new Batman game again?" And he said, "Oh, that's been revealed. Yep, yes I am. I can confirm I am indeed." And he didn't know Arkham Origins was a thing. And that had been revealed, but not who. Oh, so we found Delirium super quick. But not who was voicing Batman for that. And as it turns out, they wanted a younger Batman, so they went with Roger Craig Smith. So he accidentally revealed he'd already been doing the work on Arkham Knight while that was in production. Need to focus now. Not doing a lot of damage to Delirium unless we get the Larry Jr. glitch that destroys 2/3 of his HP for free. Of course, for that to work, he'd have to turn into Larry Jr. a few more times. What the hell was that? Oh, it's shattering the vases. It's canon in the comics now that Barbara knows that her father knows who she is. Because I read the comic where she revealed it. Oh, actually, yeah, that's I read the tail end of the Joker War. That's fairly new. I don't know from what year, but it's still fairly new. The Court of Owls hires a retired Jim Gordon to try and find the Joker and kill him. Oh, can we get the skip? I don't have any idea what triggers it, other than he has to be Larry Jr. Oh my god, he's lost so little health. And this is with nerfed super armor as well. I have no idea where you are. Oh, there you are. Yeah, I think we shall probably expire before he does with this lack of damage. I forgot that one of the main things you want to do as Tainted Isaac is go to the shops and find Birthright. Because that gives you 2 more item slots and that can make all the difference. It's so weird the Birthright is a shop item. Give me the Larry Jr. glitch. I did get an unlock, I believe, because I think I needed Hush. Although no, on the Tainted side it's every two unlocks to give you an item. So it really depends how you worded it. Did I do something I needed? Yes. Did it give me an unlock? I don't believe it did. I would have to win this fight to get an item, and I ain't winning this fight. Unless I get the Larry Jr. glitch. I just got hit by nothing. Okay, if you meant the post-it note, then yeah. I'm fairly sure I needed to do Hush, which is why I took this route. Although I have been known to misread post-it notes. Again, this is with nerfed super armor. Can you believe that they thought this was acceptable? Although normally you would have a shitload more items, obviously. But the items I have are pretty good. Hey, I didn't fight Isaac on this run. Why did you turn into Isaac? So much crap in the battlefield. What the? There's two of them. Yeah, I don't have any plans on buying the Back for Blood update. Although I am curious how much it is. How much do they want for it? Our last ditch effort there. It was Larry Jr. for a second. What? He's turned into two again. What the hell? I think he's supposed to do that. $15 USD? It's not too bad, I suppose. What kind of reviews is it sitting on? I'm going to guess it might be middling, probably mostly negative. None. Okay, it literally just came out then. That was a good effort. We still got something done, so it's not too bad.